What's up, risk managers in the chat? My name is Nasdaq Anonymous, and I'm addicted to the NQ. Today was definitely one of those days for me. I didn't trade in the account that I'm tracking in TradeZilla. I traded in another account that I stopped trading last year to follow this account. Today I wasn't feeling like myself. There were stuff that was happening pre-market, small mistakes that I was making, and I said to myself, you know what, today I'm just going to take a break from trading this account because I don't want to allow me not feeling like myself get in the way of trading today. In hindsight, I'm glad I took that advice for myself because today some 2023 behavior got in the way of my trading today. So let's talk about it. I'm going to switch over to a Tradevate chart. Now, this morning, during a live stream, I stated that I will not be looking for longs. The market is in a position to go short, and I put my money where my mouth is. I went short at 1666. That was right around New York Open. So around 1666 is where I went short. My initial thesis, my initial theory was that we was possibly going to go and retest this 730 to 720 area. I was adamant about this area because it just made sense for the market to at least retest prior structure before making a move up. Plus, we have CPI tomorrow morning. So that's why I was so adamant about that level. It just made sense. But obviously, once the bears got to eat, the bulls came back in and obviously took this market higher. So let's talk about this. So I was in at 1666. I had an opportunity to get out at this low. I think at this point, I was up 66 point in this trade. But we got that big retracement. Now, initially, I was going through a lot psychologically. I told myself, this is not the account that you're tracking. Just let's see what happens. This is probably just a pullback for the second leg down. I was telling myself anything and everything to stay in this position. The one thing that I did do though is once price got to 816, I did hedge my position. I did get in long, but I got out around 54.50. This area right here to hedge my position because I was so adamant about this market going short. I did not want it to close this short at all. And once we got this drop right here, I'm thinking, okay, this is it. This is the dump. But obviously price continued higher. And it eventually got to my point of entry. Now I did hedge this position. So I did get 40 points in this hedge. So I used that. I used that profit to scale back into this position at 890. Now we got this drop down. And again, I'm telling you, I held this position. I was stubborn. The risk managers in the chat, my trading partner, they all told me to get out of this position. I said no. At the time, I was trading on tilt. Obviously, in the moment, I wasn't going to admit it, but in hindsight, I was definitely trading on tilt. All the EMAs were sloped. The VWAP was in this area. In order for price to get to my intended target, price would have to break all the EMAs and then flush down. And even though I saw that the structure was bullish, trading on tilt blinded me of that. I allowed myself to be blinded because of that. And as a result, I scaled into my position And I wasn't able to hold this position because as it continued to grind up, I had to stop myself out because I was down 4 contracts in this position, 4 negative contracts. So I had to stop myself in this area. And as price continued higher, I watched to see if price was going to short in this area. Obviously, price rolled the 21 EMA all the way up to, I believe the high was like around, 980. My trading partner actually called this one out when we spoke through text. He told me that if I was looking for a short, this would be a great area to short. And boy, was he right. Man, this thing just dropped. But because I traded on tilt earlier, and because it looked like the bulls are just going to grind this up, I told myself if I'm going to go short, then I'm going to wait for a 17K entry. But obviously we didn't get that entry. I'm watching this. Once I saw that price got to some structure, I did take what would be considered a revenge trade. It wasn't necessarily a bad trade because I did long this at support, but this was at the end of day. This was basically after the algo had finished. So I did take this. I did put on 3 contracts at the lows, and I did write this up until top steps 310. So I got out around here. So around 949 where top step cuts off their positions is where I got out of it. Now, I'm not proud of today. I wouldn't consider today a win. The only way that this day will be considered a win is if I learn from my behavior today. I should have never traded on tilt today. I told myself that was going to stay in 2023, but I somehow allowed myself to convince myself that it was okay because I wasn't trading in the account that we're tracking. It's never okay to trade on tilt. It's never. So if I want to turn today into a win, I need to come back tomorrow strong. I need to come back tomorrow taking great setups, managing my position, managing my risk, and getting another green day. I probably won't trade my account that we're tracking tomorrow either due to news, at least for right now. I do want to see the reaction to CPI. I want to trade after everything settles. So once we get the news, I want to see how the market structure sets itself up. And that's when I'll decide if I'm going to trade this account. But I will bring this account back on Friday. Usually I like to kind of not trade the news, just the reaction of it. Let all the liquidity play itself out so it can get back to normal price action. But I do want to say, the risk managers in the chat did have my back. I didn't listen to them or my trading partner. I was trading on tilt. So that's what I'm going to do better. Now, if you guys are enjoying these breakdowns, enjoying my transparency, enjoying just going over these trades, come join our live streams where we call out these levels live. We trade the Nasdaq intraday. We provide intraday analysis. And usually when I'm not trading on tilt, they usually play out. Usually, more often than not. We did get that initial drop at the open, but I did allow my ambitions to blind me of the market structure. I did. But it is what it is. That's the past. We're going to move forward. We're going to win tomorrow. We're going to get back to trading professionally tomorrow. No more trading on tilt. But me and my trading partner, our current goal is to build a community. The community was there for me today. And I do appreciate them trying to help, telling me to get out of my position when I needed to. That helps. Trading with a community helps. So, hey, join our live streams. Join the risk managers in the chat. And as always, we appreciate your support as we grow. And I'm just going to leave it with this. Remember the risk manager's creed. Trading involves risk and demands careful analysis and capital preservation. We can do that by practicing sound risk management. Every trade tells a story. Write that story in your trading journal, as I did. After the market closed, I wrote in my trading journal. I tried to discover why I allowed myself to not take profits, at least take profits and reposition. I know how the structure works, or at least I have a great idea how the structure works. Allow myself to be blinded of that structure is not okay. And I'm going to leave that behavior in the past where it should be. I'm not going to move forward with it. And the psychology is all over the charts. And as always, my name is Nasdaq Anonymous, and I'm addicted to the NQ. See you next time. Stay green out there. Peace.